Bitcoin continues to set records on a daily basis, once again hitting brand new all-time highs today. But $100,000 per Bitcoin. How far off are we, and what are the realistic chances of us seeing this within the next few months? Let's talk about it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. We're talking about Bitcoin's road to $100,000 per Bitcoin today. As you would have seen in the news, Bitcoin has hit over $68,000 per BTC today. That is a brand new all-time high, and this coin just continues to smash those records on a very consistent basis. So can we hit that elusive $100,000 mark by the end of the year, or within the next few months at least? Well, we're going to be performing some technical analysis today to see if this is realistically possible. But before we get into all that, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video. And of course, if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. I'd also love to know your thoughts on Bitcoin and its road to $100,000 down in the comment section below. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into today's video. Welcome into the Bitcoin chart, guys. If you want some free Bitcoin, there is a link down in the description of today's video where you can sign up to CoinSpot and get $10 of free Bitcoin right now. But taking a look at the Bitcoin chart, as you can see, it was only just a couple of weeks ago that we hit our previous all-time high of roughly $66,999 per Bitcoin. Absolutely insane. But yesterday and today we have seen this number exceeded, and today hitting an all-time high of $68,568.85 US. That is absolutely phenomenal, and it has been an extremely exciting time for not just Bitcoin holders, but the overall crypto market in general. Basically, what we have seen people calling is a massive bull run now, and we could be primed, ready for our next huge run, which could lead us to that elusive $100,000 mark. Now, a pattern that I can see forming right now is that nice little flag pattern which we have just seen. So if I just draw a line up here, you can see that we've been running for the past few weeks from down here at the bottom on the 29th of September with a low of $40,000 all the way up to this peak on the 20th of October here for a high of $66,999. That was that previous high that we saw, and basically what we had seen was a flag pattern formed. Once that flag pattern basically formed, we then saw a breakout of that, which was indicated basically right here on this day, which is the 29th of October, breaking through at a price point of roughly $61,560 US. It then consolidated for a brief period, and it looks like right now we are experiencing another run once again, and this is looking awfully familiar to what we saw at the start of this run right here. You can see we had that, nice little small day at the first, then two big days, then a day of consolidation, followed by another, and then we kept moving in an upwards direction. I believe that is what we are once again seeing right here, right now. We've had those three good candles. Now we're having a day of consolidation. It happens to be a new all-time high, which is fantastic, but we are seeing, a slight bit of a sell-off as you would expect, and a slowdown in momentum. People are obviously cautious to enter from that perspective. But realistically, how do we predict now where we can go next? We can't use any of this data back here for, key resistance points, targets, all that sort of stuff. It is now basically redundant. What we can do though is leverage existing patterns and indicators in order to determine a best guess. And let's see how close we can get to $100,000 using that methodology. Now, the last time we saw a Bitcoin run, let's have a look. We were basically all the way down in the dumps here, and that was at a point of, $10,000 per Bitcoin. We then soared. We soared all the way up here to a peak roughly on the 8th of January to $41,986 US, which is a huge leap and basically 4 times that price at the time, which is massive. We then had that consolidation period, then followed by another run where we continued to basically do the same pattern until eventually we topped out at this previous high over here of $64,899 per Bitcoin, and then dipped back into obviously what we saw in this region. So using that information, what can we determine? Well, we have seen what appears to be a little bit of the flag pattern here form. This is a very reliable indicator or pattern for Bitcoin. Once again, same thing happening, consistently happening, but on a smaller and smaller basis. Now, if we take this into consideration, what we can see is we saw this event occur on multiple occasions. So it would not be too far-fetched to say that on a brand new run where we're hitting, new all-time highs, we are likely to see something similar to occur. So let's just grab the previous size of the flag we saw here and put that smack bang right here at the bottom of this next little nice few set of green days we've seen. Now, where does that take us? Well, that takes us up here, and that takes us to a peak of $87,000 per Bitcoin. Realistic. Let's take these two, chuck on the flag, see those periods of consolidation establish themselves, and then basically what you want to do is put in a similar methodology. Once again, chuck in that flag and let's see how high we can go. That is our elusive $100,000 Bitcoin mark. That is possible. If we have a run like we did see previously, 1, 2, 3, that is absolutely feasible. And the difference here this time is we were talking from all the way down at 10 grand to a peak of up here at, $64,000. That is huge. That's 6.5 times basically. What we're talking here is nothing to that scale. We are talking literally from $40,000 down here and basically 2.5 times from the bottom of the run here. So, we go 40 all the way up here to where we're seeing the 68 down, back all the way up to the 86, 87 odd mark, down, back up again. That is not massive, and from where we're sitting at the moment, we're not even talking about doubling our money. It's only a 0.6 to 0.8 times the amount we're currently seeing. It is absolutely feasible for something like this to occur. Now, on that basis, what is the next target we should look for? Well, really we want to be watching this line go. This line that I've established right here should act as a nice indicator for the price action that we should see over the coming days. Now, hopefully what we'll see as well is that this price action is supported by buying volume. We want to see that buying volume increase significantly. In the past, when we have seen these big runs, the volume is large, but now keep in mind the price of Bitcoin is significantly more, so you're not going to see those giant sort of spikes potentially, but instead you still want to be looking for those nice increases in volume on the positive days, particularly the ones where we're seeing huge runs occur. Now obviously we're going to have our periods of consolidation, and to be fair, maybe we won't, hit up to this point first at 87,000. It could be a flag pattern in that sense. It might be shorter and then we continue upwards. There are many different possibilities, but the question is it feasible to hit $100,000 per Bitcoin? Well, honestly, it is built in, and with the demand increasing, it is possible. As you can see down the bottom of the screen, 26th of December 21. That means it is feasible for Bitcoin to hit over $100,000 per Bitcoin by the 26th of December. Absolutely possible if we continue to see these patterns occur and we have a run like we saw previously. And I mean, if you're looking at how many times did we bag on this run, for instance, if you put that same logic to over here, 100,000 isn't even the start. We are going to keep going and going and going. And yes, even with pullback, we will see that $100,000 mark hit at some point. Now, realistically, this is sort of a in my opinion, really ideal case scenario of how we're going to see the price action unfold over the next couple of months. Will it happen? Probably not. I think we're going to see a lot of people profit taking. I think it might take a bit longer than this. So I don't know if we're going to see $100,000 per Bitcoin in 2021, but I think we will certainly see it in the early stages of 2022 if we have obviously already not gotten there yet. So overall, I think we're looking really, really good from that perspective. And you know, it is certainly something that is on the cards, and there's realistic probabilities of this occurring. It's always worth keeping the fundamental factors in mind as well when we're talking about cryptocurrencies, but specifically Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency out there by market cap and by adoption across the world. We're seeing it used in more and more payment mechanisms through whether it be property, cars, and other different functions, as well as we're seeing even countries literally adopt this crypto as their, I suppose, fundamental form or a part of their currency that they use to transact in the real world. So you need to see that these applications are occurring, and this is within our lifetime. It's happening right now, and adoption is increasing and increasing and increasing. And the crazy thing here is, when you think about it, Bitcoin only has a limited amount available, which is what makes it so rare and interesting. Much like something like gold or silver, there is a limited or a finite amount available. And when people realize that this supply is drying up but demand keeps increasing, this in itself drives the value of Bitcoin in an upwards direction. So it's just built in basically to the way Bitcoin is going to function in this sense. Plus, keep in mind as well, only a small portion of the world is invested in cryptocurrencies in general. The last stat that I saw was only 3.8% of the world's population hold some form of cryptocurrency. This is still cutting edge stuff, guys. So you've got to keep in mind that adoption hasn't even rolled out globally. And then when you start looking at crazy things such as NFTs and all that sort of stuff, you get really excited about crypto overall. But Bitcoin specifically, that is really going to drive based upon adoption. And adoption around the world, not just for, you know, big organizations such as Tesla with Elon Musk and that sort of stuff, or countries adopting it. You're going to see individuals being able to access crypto and features in order to, you know, purchase crypto, or even stuff like the Bitcoin ETF, much simpler and much easier. It becomes accessible for those people who might not be as tech savvy as many of the people who are currently involved in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and the overall blockchain world in general. So keep an eye on these factors when considering the Bitcoin price prediction for the next few months, years, and beyond. That wraps up today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I'd love to know your thoughts on the price of Bitcoin down in the comments section below. Do you think it's going to hit that elusive 100,000 US dollar mark by the end of 2021? And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, remember to sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this sort of content. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. But I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.